When a CNBC anchor asks, "Is the Reddit army going to short oil next?" I don't mess with oil ever since I bought contracts for negative money and ended up with 10 tankers full in my backyard. I don't mess with oil ever since I bought contracts for negative money and ended up with 10 tankers full in my backyard. Put it back in the ground. Wait until you're ready to die. Dig your grave. Lay in it until you die. Get fossilized with your buried oil and become oil. $. Imagine living your whole life just to die and turn into oil so some retard in the future can put you in his lawnmower to do a half-ass job of cutting his grass. I mean, what if it's a dope-ass lawnmower though? It's an electric mower, you were just used to make the plastic handle. Squeeze me harder, daddy. How come they don't put this on CNBC? You asked for it. There is no safe word, so you better take it, bitch. Lola, you thinking future us will have a planet to mow the grass on by the time it takes to turn into oil. If you do this and wait long enough, you'll be dinosaur. To think this group broke Wall Street. At the end of the day, we are all just monkeys hitting keys on a keyboard. Money isn't real and neither is my retardation. Dinosaur hands? I am become Brent, the destroyer of stonks. I stopped effing with oil when I predicted the price would recover from being negative and I still lost money somehow. When I predicted the price would recover from being negative. Watch out, guys, mega mind over here. A tear drops down George W.'s face. A freedom eagle screeches in the background and the national anthem begins to play. Colbert? What's the gourd per barrel rate? Thoughtful face. Member tanker gang? I member. Man, that was a fun time of full stupidity. I'll never forget people just saying that the best way to make money would be to just dump the oil and sell the barrel, and everyone would just effing roast original poster because we don't get an effing barrel with it. I'm back in tanker gang. Can't even list the tickers because auto mod removes it. It's the best WSB play right now, honestly, because the 6 million bots can't see it and F it up. Got calls expiring April 16th on 2 of them. Made good profits already on Friday. Really? I thought all that crap was priced in long ago. Market manipulator right here. You should have sold the empty barrels. Infinite money glitch. Mods. One of them smart fellers snuck back in again. He's saying smart things at me and it frightens me. Help. Haha. The negative prices were really a crazy 2020 thing. Smiley face, embarrassed smiley face. Best past was it happened on 4/20. Bro, you fool, you should just do what Exxon does and dump it all on indigenous land, and it would literally have been money flowing through your yard. I prefer the BP method, dump it in rivers and oceans. Makes it harder for them to clean up and all you need to do is post an "I'm sorry" video. Obligatory. Web link. Dude, just build a gas station in your front yard. Or go sell it door to door dressed up as a wealthy Texas oil tycoon like an Always Sunny. Is this a real story? Oil floats on water. Wait for it to rain. Cover yourself in oil. Fly. Is that you, Exxon Valdez? WSB will be a scapegoat for if/ when the market crashes or for any sudden shift in the market, really. Lol, yep. While WSB does in fact have enough volume to drive stocks up or down, it's so past some people that we can't cause massive jumps like what happened with GME without the support of some huge institutional whales. Same goes for crashing the market. If that crap happens, you better believe HFs or other investment groups are the driving factor. Effing morons. Edit, plurals, brothers. Hey guys, when are we crashing the market? I want to make sure I have puts in advance this time. You're too retarded for that. Hey, now I just hate the economy. But hedge funds only invest on fundamentals, bro. What do you mean? It's actually a really bad blame strategy. If a few idiots on WSB can truly shift the market, then doesn't that prove just how easy the market is to manipulate? Which is probably a bad thing from a PR perspective. Wait until they call us terrorists. Me buying GME is an expression of political violence. But I like the stock. If a few million chuckle-Fs on the internet bring your system down, you need a better system. Chuckle-Fs. I like it. We're the Spanish Inquisition. If someone tried to short squeeze oil, wouldn't the cartel just produce more? What kind of idiotic bullcrap is this? CNBC equals idiots. CNBC, can't not brain good. I remember a Doom game from the 90s with a hidden room that had NBC logos all over. With the text reading, "Nothing but crap." That's perfect. They are not idiots. They think their viewers are. At this point, there has been a demonstration of the power of Reddit investors, so now anytime they want to pump something, they suggest this mysterious Reddit will make it go some way. The Reddit used to be known for pimply, insecure men and their red pills, then for the _Donald memes, and now they're taking on Wall Street? This Reddit sure is some crazy crap. It's the fappening all over again. MSM doesn't know how to dumb the situation down enough for their audience to understand a collective that operates without centralized leadership, so they focus on where these collectives congregate, 4chan hacker, the Reddit army, etc., to scare their audience into thinking these events are well-coordinated attacks. I'm waiting with bated breath for one of these Fs to skyrocket to God-level meme like CNN and the infamous "Who is this 4chan?" I heard millennials are flocking to this hot new stock dollar Kodak. Better hodl ape diamond dick moon hands. By golly, yes, I think I'll hold some that good too. Har har boomer. Easy there. I'm getting a really strong impression here that CNBC News is often a thinly veiled attempt to manipulate stock prices. This is the answer. Ever since the GME debacle, they use the Reddit investors line every time they want to pump something for their hedgy friends. It started with the silver bullcrap. They know their viewers won't actually go on Reddit, so essentially they can just say we're pumping whatever they want. Seems like market manipulation to me. Looks like them Reddit boys are at it again. Boss Kramer. It really didn't take long for Wall Street to adapt to the new paradigm. Reddit is just a fancy new tool to them after they dealt with the GME situation. It's kind of sad to see how efficient end-stage capitalism is at maintaining the status quo. On the upside though, it's nice of institutional investors to broadcast their positions like that. Whatever WSB is getting on, just do the opposite of that and pick up the crumbs. They are trying to bait investors, pretty obvious. It worked with silver, didn't it? They pretty much made up that Reddit was pushing silver and the prices seemed to rise on their lies for a day. When Reddit does it, it's market manipulation. When the media does it, it's business reporting. The same is always true regardless of the action taken. The upper class taking from the lower class is good business, the lower class taking from the upper class is fraud or theft. It's why bankers stealing $1 billion have to pay a fine for less than they stole, whereas a poor person stealing a $400 car is put as prison, and has their constitutional right to vote stolen from them. Different laws for different classes, that's the status quo that they are so desperately trying to prevent from collapsing. Eat the status quo. I'm hungry. Silver was the conservative mob from 4chan and the _Donald like social media circles. Ben Garrison had like 10 comics about it. They're literally trying to get retail to jump on dumbass trades so retail will lose. I think CNBC anchors are butthurt that they look like fools all through this GME saga. All they could say was fundamentals, and even though every other network and media source understood what was going on with the gamma squeeze etc., CNBC never made it clear that they did. Not saying it was a smart trade or anything, just saying CNBC was looking clueless the entire week. They can't play in our small cap kitty litter playground, so they try and invite us into their mega cap landfill to play. The only mega cap I'll ever own is TSLA, and ain't nothing shaking me from that company. I'll literally ride that crap to zero out of spite for all the other crap companies making us pay extra for a DVD player option all these years. And those crap navigation systems that were a $3,500 upgrade. They weren't clueless, they were trying to help out rich people. I don't believe for a second these people don't know better. It wasn't that they looked clueless, it is that they were obvious in their attempt to look clueless while saying "look over there," with bewildered faces. They had to know it was a short squeeze, but that got in the way of the narrative that they wanted to push, that retail traders are unsophisticated and need to be protected from themselves. CNBC is just shilling for Wall Street. Not necessarily. The cartel exists to prevent members from doing exactly that. Why would they be concerned about high oil prices? Their job is not to suppress the price. Depends. It is when you want to punish Russia, for instance. Also when they want to crush American shale production. It takes time to ramp up or down production. If a bunch of WSP manage to ask for delivery in 2 weeks, guaranteed oil market chaos. Especially since standardized contracts all deliver to that same spot, and pipeline capacities are limited. Actual industrial users all are expected to roll their contracts, but if 8 million WSP users demand delivery all at that same spot as the futures contract allows them to, so much weird chaos is going to happen. Yeah, but that's dumb. You'd all lose your shirts. Only a bunch of right. The CME rulebook has a lot of penalties for failure to deliver on the futures contracts. If the retards manage to break the system enough, there might be money to be squeezed from the failure to deliver penalties. Much like the theory of short squeezing GME was never about how GME the company is going to be successful enough to justify $10,000 a share or whatnot. To be fair, people were on here just last night talking about trying to pump silver, even though it's artificially suppressed by every world government and would start the collapse of civilization even if the degenerates were successful. I mean, I did some digging over the last 100 years and found about a yearish after times of global uncertainty the price of silver shoots up. We're about a year from COVID effing up the whole planet and money printers been going BRRR like crazy, so they may actually be onto something. Not saying they are right or wrong, but there's definitely something to look into there. I did some digging over the last 100 years. Damn, how old are you? He is a vampire and wants you to buy silver. Hold strong, ape. Over 9,000. What? 9,000? Silver probably will shoot up. My point is that if they were successful in making rocket like they want, it would absolutely destroy global civilization. Virtually all markets are self-correcting to some degree. If you were to buy a bunch of corn because you thought it was going up in price, and you were right, then you would make some money selling it at its higher price, but some people would switch to other grains that year, and farmers would plant more next year, etc., and the price would eventually go back to normal. Precious metals are a special exception. People buy them when they lose faith in their currency, especially the USD. What happens then is that as people turn their dollars into silver/gold, the price of the metal goes up and the price of the dollar goes down. That further convinces them the dollar is weak, so they turn more of them into metals. The cycle is a self-feedback loop that doesn't end until the USD is worth exactly the paper it's printed on. Normally this would just destroy the USA, but since so many countries rely on the USD, and furthermore, so many of them rely on trade with the USA, that you would be looking at a global government meltdown. The government realized this back around the time of Great Depression, and have been suppressing metal prices since then. That's why everyone bitches that gold should be higher, because it should if it were a free market. What mechanisms does the government have to control the price of gold? For one, you can't exchange your dollars for a static amount of gold. Before the Great Depression, anyone could take a dollar bill to the bank and exchange for an exact amount of gold, or silver, during the bimetallist period, that the dollar bill represented. Before modern paper currencies, people actually carried around gold and silver coins that were minted to weigh an exact amount, and the weights of coins were what made them valuable. A Roman soldier was paid 1 gold denarius per day. You could have just as easily given him an unrefined lump of 4.5 grams of gold and it would have been the same as paying him a gold denarius, because it was the weight of the coin that mattered, not the fact that it was a coin. A basic reading on the history of precious metal coins in the US will give some insight here. In the early 19th century, the intrinsic value of gold coins rose relative to their nominal equivalent in silver coins. Citation needed, resulting in the removal from commerce of nearly all gold coins, and their subsequent private melting. Citation needed, therefore, in the Coinage Act of 1834, the 15-to-1 ratio of silver to gold was changed to a 16-to-1 ratio by reducing the weight of the nation's gold coinage. This created a new US dollar that was backed by 1.50 grams, 23.22 grains, of gold. However, the previous dollar had been represented by 1.60 grams, 24.75 grains, of gold. The result of this revaluation, which was the first devaluation of the US dollar, was that the value in gold of the dollar was reduced by 6%. Moreover, for a time, both gold and silver coins were useful in commerce. In 1853, the weights of US silver coins, except the dollar itself, which was rarely used, were reduced. This had the effect of placing the nation effectively, although not officially, on the gold standard. The retained weight in the dollar coin was a nod to bimetallism, although it had the effect of further driving the silver dollar coin from commerce. Foreign coins, including the Spanish dollar, were also widely used, 9, as legal tender, until 1857. We saw the same thing with the metals have an intrinsic economic value that fluctuates relative to one another. By backing a bill with a command to treat it as though it were worth a certain amount rather than actually backing it with a precious metal, you can control more closely the actual value of the currency itself and the market value, indirectly, of the precious metal. Web link. Producing more would be too cost ineffective. Knowing this cartel, they just hire some cleanup squad. Actually, to combat a price decline, they would produce less. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.